how to lose and how to choose.
Well, hello, this is Linda Carbonell, and welcome to another edition of Walking Through Life. Today I have my favorite author. Did I say it right?
Yes.
Catherine Samuelson. Catherine wrote this book, Opening the Heart, which she's going to describe in a minute. But before she does that, I wanted to give her a present that I made for her. So I'm going to give Catherine this now.
Oh, thank you so much. It's a drawing from Linda.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you
All
very
those little
much.
words that's
Right.
throughout your book that really has helped me.
So maybe if we could put this somewhere, I don't know, I don't have a stand for it, so it could stand up and people could see it.
That's okay. We can just put it down there. Okay. We'll show it again later if you want. I'm sure. So would you read us your review of your book?
Yes, I've been blessed with a number of reviews over time, one by James Wanless, who's creator of the Voyager Tarot cards and the Sustain Your Life card set. Cliff Aguirre, who we're going to be talking about his book, not this show, the next book, the next show.
Next show, yeah.
But the most recent one is someone I connected with on LinkedIn. And his name is Shaman Victi. He's a clairvoyant shaman, a New Age author of Metaphysics and Lore, Balance Your Life Path Numerology, as well as Runes and Lore. Those are his books. And he said, I love how the book takes the process of meditation and incorporates 56 images of nature and flowers and simple messages to help you meditate and find the balance within. Each image is associated with a simple message, but the message has a deeper meaning and complexity from which to meditate on to balance the mind and heart. Mind, body, and soul are truly connected, and it's through meditation that we can find balance in our lives as well as our place within the universe. The many exercises in this book are wonderful for beginners and experts alike. The meditation exercises can be as simple or complex as you want to make them, but the author gives you plenty of detailed exercises that will help you find balance and attune with the universe. The simple complexity of this book makes it easy for me to recommend as a great resource on meditation and guide to finding universal balance and growth within oneself. And that really struck me, the simple complexity.
It's true. It's true. I mean, as myself, being somebody that's new, past 10 years or so, 10 to 12 years, being new to being able to read and understand words and stuff like that, I found this very, very helpful, as far as being able to understand. And for me, well, now I use the book. I do my daily meditations and use the book. And I also use the book because I am now officially tobacco-free. For tomorrow will be a week. Yeah. So, I use it a lot. And I use it with, I have some classical music that I found that's relaxing.
Right. And that's useful when you're doing meditation, is to have a music that won't distract you if you've got meditation. Like for me, I can meditate to something that's in Hindu because I don't know Hindu. But if I was meditating sometimes to music with English, I might get distracted by it.
Yeah, that's what instrumental is what I find helps me a lot too.
Right.
And it's just so simple to use. And I know I was describing this to my sister Kathy in South Carolina. And she was just so excited because she does have anxiety problems, And so she went to your website or to Amazon. And got it. And she was thrilled. And hopefully she'll be able to use it in her life too.
Did you say she got the Kindle version?
Yes.
Yes, because that's one thing, is it's in paperback, but it's also 3 ebook versions. So you can get it on Barnes & Noble. You can get it on iTunes, I believe, if I understand the self-publishing company, and Amazon. So it's in both ebook and paper book versions. And one of the things that's, I think, different about it is it's pairs of meditations.
Exactly.
That you can either use singly or together. Or you could use one and then the next one, simply by putting if you can see the images, the pairs. So you could just put a piece of paper over one and just work with one. So.
Well, I had my very first one that I did. I kind of wanted to share it with you, what I had written through the exercise part. The exercise was just to write. Just know what you're going to write, or know what the meditation was about, what the words are. So I kind of wanted to share that one with you. It's my first one. You got the hallaberries?
The honeysuckle berries.
Honeysuckle berries, I'm sorry.
Would you like me to hold it up
Yeah.
for people so they can look at it?
Very pretty. And what I got from it when I started to write, I wrote what it was first. It said, seek it for yourself. That's what I wrote. What do I need? How can I improve myself? Where's my heart leading me? I need to stop creating excuses. How can I improve it? Accept myself as a whole. I am living the life that I was meant for me. Don't question it. Where is my heart leading me? To speak out without fear. Show others compassion. I show myself. I need and needed. That was sometimes overlooked because I did not ask for it. I see in me I would like a career in speaking to help motivate, empower, and inspire others to share their darkest and their light. Reach out, touch some people, whether it is physical or emotional. Wake up their hearts and see hope. Listening to others without stopping them, even if we get angry, hurt, or may not understand. Stay away from committing or giving your opinion, commenting or giving your opinion. Be open to hearing and experiencing their story. Let them feel heard. Then and only then can you really say you understand their story. Life does not always have to be so serious. Pass out smiles and hello, and I find I receive them more than not.
It's lovely. But let me point out that then the pair that goes with this is let it all go. It will come when it wants to.
Exactly.
It's that trick of understanding what your vision is, what your heart wants, but not being so attached to it that you suffer from the seeking.
Yeah.
That you know, it's doing the work and not doing the work. It's that odd seeming duality, as my book designer and I talk about it. You know, the opposites, the seeming opposites.
Yeah, I like to think of that part, because I have thought about that too, is that it's not that there's two different personalities or two different you or anything like that, but you know how to care for yourself. You know how to take care of yourself, and that has to be first and foremost before anything else, you know? And then once you see what helps you, and then maybe you can share it, you know?
Right.
See if somebody else can get.
And that
that
goes to
from you.
one of the other pairs, which is compassion for others and compassion for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, having compassion for others doesn't mean that you are prohibited from having compassion for yourself. And
Yeah.
compassion for yourself isn't really egotism or narcissism. It just means, when, like a life coaching client I have, I'm fairly frequently saying, give yourself a break. Sometimes compassion is just giving yourself a break about something.
And you know what? One thing about that too is I can remember way back when I was in a psychiatric hospital, and I was reading this book, and it was telling you to go and look in front of the mirror and say you love yourself. I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror, and now I can truly say it's just the opposite. And when I talk to people, I say that. I say, you know, I love myself more than anybody else, and it's like, is she conceited or what? You know, but I don't think it's that. I think, you know, that was something that was very important for me. Took a long time to learn how to do it.
Right.
And I do it now with pride and do it a lot. And I think it shows. So
Right.
I love this. I really do.
Thank you, thank you.
And the exercises are so easy, you know.
Have you done the final exercise?
Which one was that?
The 3 questions?
No, I haven't done that one yet.
I will confess that I actually got the last exercise in the book, which is called the 3 questions, from a horse.
What? You got from first.
At one point, I was working. I'm a life coach as well as a
See
psychic
what
and
the
an
3
author.
questions are.
And I was working with a friend who was a life coach, and we worked with her horse. That horse could do Reiki on you. And I'm standing there working with the horse, and suddenly these 3 questions pop into my head.
And they are?
Okay, how about I read them to you and you can just, and they're meant to just answer, not to like paragraphs of them.
Okay.
So, and they're meant to, so you can have a check-in every once in a while. So the question is, who am I?
Ah.
So what's the answer?
I'm Linda.
Okay.
A whole person? Or I feel whole.
What am I?
That's a lot. I can say that I'm a lot. There's a lot about me that, I can say that I am. you know.
Okay. Where am I?
I'm at the highest point in my life right now.
That is excellent. And those answers could be similar each time you do it, but they could be different each time you do it. And it would be, in my view, a way to track
Okay.
progress or change, transformation, which is a reminder for myself to do it a little more often.
That's cool.
I got a little distracted by writing poems for the second book,
Yeah.
which are based on this book.
A lot of my writings aren't poems, but some of them are really beautiful. I've had a lot of people say, it's nothing that I'm not out to publish anything or anything like that, but it's something that heals me.
And
Right.
that is then sufficient. We try to define ourselves often by what society says or what other people do, and there are people say you're not really a poet unless you sit down and write poetry every day. Well, that doesn't work for me.
No.
That's not how it flows for me. And so I write poetry, so I decided to define myself as a poet.
That's great.
You
So
know.
you're going to have a book of poetry?
Eventually, because there's 56 meditations, so there'll be 56 of those poems. Then there's 5 that are based on the plants, and then there's going to be one for almost all the exercises.
Oh, that'll be neat.
So there's 65, 70. So it's taking me a while.
That's okay, though.
That's okay.
The longer you take, the better it is, right? It's not
Hopefully.
true. Hopefully. It's like my drawings, too. I always have a thought before I start doing them, what I want people to see out of them, And there's always a story. Like I got all these stories that I remember as a child doing with my sisters and stuff. So I made pictures of those moments that I remember. And I just think that's a great way to express those feelings.
And that goes back to the exercises in the book. A couple of them are stream of consciousness journaling. And the instructions say, and if you want, you can draw or collage. 2 of them specifically ask you to draw. One is meditating on your heart story. And that came out of, I had a meditation where I literally saw a heart shape, not the human heart, but the heart shape, and a door opened in it, and there was a field of wildflowers.
Nice.
So that's where that exercise. So I've either done all of them or they have come out of something that I've done. Another one asks you to meditate on the energy of the universe and to draw what you see. And that came out of, I was taking an art class and did some drawing and went, oh, that's the energy of the universe.
Huh.
So,
How can you draw the universe when you don't know what's in the universe?
well, it was like the energy of the universe. A representation of what it felt like at that moment.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's not literal. It's, it was all these swirly colors.
Nice.
So, it might be little dots of light for someone else.
Oh, that's neat. And I wanted to talk to you about, I know that you also, besides this, you also do some life coaching and some classes.
Not doing any workshops right now because I'm
But
still
you're
still
thinking-
contemplating
Yeah.
on how to rework them.
Oh, please do that.
I'm working on it
I
slowly.
want to go. I want to go. I want to go so bad. I just want to go.
Well, one of them, I have a workshop, but it's so generic that I don't think it was attracting people to it, to be honest. So I've got some ideas kind of rumbling around, and it's between blogging and this and that. It's sitting down and going, okay,
Yeah, really getting it focused, yeah.
Right, and one of them I believe is going to be called Opening the Heart to the Divine Spark Within.
That'd be a good one.
And another one is going to be about changing energy blocks to energy flow. But it's one possibility is I grew up in farm country in Champaign-Urbana. Although Champaign-Urbana is, quote, urban, or is all corn and soybean fields around it. Some dairy cows and all that. And so farmers let fields lie fallow. So it's, and I haven't quite figured out where to go with it, but maybe a workshop based on the uses of a fallow period, going fallow.
Yeah.
So eventually, we'll be there, Linda.
Okay, you're going to sign me up, right?
I will let you know. I will let you know.
I'll be there. You're a
Well,
student.
assuming the date and time works for you.
Oh, I'll make it. I'll put it in there. I don't care. We'll make time. I always do. Whenever I want to do something.
So yes, workshops are coming. It's just, this is sort of a fallow period for me to try to figure them out between the move and all that.
Yeah.
So yes.
And I understand that, did you go to Co-Creator Network and talk to
Mary Adams, yes. I just haven't.
Mary Adams?
Yes.
Yeah, she was great. She's great. Yeah.
Right. The other thing I do is I do use the word intuitive because it's less fraught for some people, but it's a form of being, I'm a psychic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and I use a format called automatic writing where I hold a pen and the angels and guides come in and they just take over and start to write. You've seen it. We did a
Yes.
very short.
Yeah, that was the show that didn't record.
Because it was probably too personal.
You're right, it probably was too personal. However, I do still have one personal question. Before we get to that, I'd want to talk a little bit more about, if we do one, it'd be more about lifestyle, changing my lifestyle, getting better. Some of what are the angel guides telling you that I could do to improve my life, things like that.
Yes.
That's what I'd like to, know more about. And I get concerned about my friends and my family and all of that.
Well,
and-
sometimes all you can do is just say, "I'm here for you."
Exactly, and that's what I'm finding out. Exactly, and let their words come to me. Just what am I gonna? What will I get out of what they're saying? Do I reflect it as bad? Do I reflect it as good? Or can I stand over there and just not react? Or what is it that I can
They just may need somebody to hear it.
hear it? Yeah.
They may not want somebody to jump in and try to solve it. I think that's something for all of us to learn. As the lawyer, you're the creative problem solver, and you're okay. We got to fix this problem. So I have to go
No.
step back. Is somebody really wanting me to help them figure this out? Or I have a repeat angel reading client, and some stuff that she's talked about, I had some thoughts on it, and so I just emailed her and I said, I have some thoughts on these things. Would you like to have them? Rather than just oh, so-and-so, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. And I think for me too now is it's focusing on myself and my health. I think that's the biggest thing for me right now to focus on for myself. Plus still understanding, what goes on with my brain sometimes. You're talking about somebody who plays with teddy bears.
Welcome to the human club.
Exactly.
Everybody, we all have our quirks.
I know.
It's I collected stuffed dragon sculptures, so
That's
at
neat.
some point.
I don't feel so bad.
No, I don't play with them.
Oh.
But that's okay. Because they're sculptures. They're handmade sculptures, so they're not.
Well, I got that. I got the playing with teddy bears from my mom. Obviously, my mom did. She was always playing with teddy bears and always just.
If it brings you joy, and it doesn't hurt anybody else.
Yeah, it's
There you
like
go.
Ted and I got this regular thing where we pick on each other and we call each other names playfully. We're just playing. It's a lot of fun.
As long as you don't keep it escalating and it doesn't become hurtful to each other.
Oh, no, never. It's definitely like we're two kids just picking on each other. You know what I mean?
Then there you go.
Yeah, it's fun. It is. And it's fun, I have to say, being a child. And it's something that I'd like to see more people do. Play is.
To be childlike, to be...
Exactly.
I was listening to Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. You've never heard that, have you? On radio, it's a radio show.
Yeah.
And they have quizzes, and one of them was, what are adults doing now? Somebody has started a nursery school for adults in Brooklyn.
No.
Yes.
How do you find out? That would be so much fun.
But they're paying like $300 a
Oh.
month or something. It
Oh.
just...
Well, that ain't no fun. Well, wait a minute. Maybe I can do that and get $300.
a month. Well, she was a preschool teacher, so she's taken the preschool activities and I guess adapted them for stressed adults.
Yeah, well, you know, that's what I found out. Doing that was helpful through a therapist that I had who, I mean, when you walked in, I just saw these big stuffed animals. I loved them. I just really loved them. I'd, sit there and pet them or whatever. She goes, you want to play with that?
Well,
So, yeah.
I had years ago, I had a therapist who, she also saw children. She was the talking doctor.
Yeah.
And she had toys for them. I never felt like I needed to.
Oh, I did.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
So it's not unusual for a therapist to have.
Mm.
So, but we just all have to give ourselves a break. It's going back to having compassion for yourself.
Exactly, yeah.
And taking care of yourself as part of your compassion. And a number of times in doing readings, the angels and guides will tell someone, you need to take care of yourself first so you can better take care of those people you want to take care of.
Right.
That they will say, it's time for you to be number one. It's like getting people to focus on themselves, giving yourself permission to do that. Because especially as women, I think, I don't have this issue because I've never been married and don't have kids. Another story for another day, maybe about the men who used to be in my life, who couldn't commit. But you watch people, wife, mother, working, and it's this constant. Everybody else needs attention first. Like you got to take care of yourself.
That's right.
They will prescribe hot soaks in a tub and what they call spa days. They want you to do spa days.
Go get a massage, do your fingernails, all kinds of things. Yeah, but most of us women won't take that time.
And maybe that's why they prescribe at-home spa days, because you're not spending the money.
Right.
You're putting Epsom salts in or essential oils or bubble bath in the tub, and you're just...
Close the bathroom doors. Your husband doesn't come in if you're married, or you have kids. Close the door. Put a lock on the inside of the door after.
Little sign saying "knock" in the tub. I'm in the tub.
Don't come in. There's sharks in here. That kind of thing. That's what I think of.
So, the life coaching and the readings can cross. I was working with a client, and it was clear that they wanted me to find out some information. So I had to say, wait a minute, and pull out the pen and give her the information, So it's like, sometimes I know when they're nudging me. It's like,
Yeah.
we have something to say. We have something to say.
Mm. That's good, though, And I wanted to ask, too, just curiosity, is being a psychic, is that a gift that you are born with, or do you go to school for it, or how does that come about?
Heck if I know.
You don't know.
Well, there are psychic development groups, and I think everybody has a latent intuitive ability. But my feeling is that not everybody is called to do it in a particular lifetime. So if you're not called to do it in a particular lifetime, I think you could go to a psychic development group forever.
Yeah. Anyway.
And whether you'd make progress or not, I don't know. But I was clearly directed to it. Back in 92, 93, somewhere in there, I read a book called Ask Your Angels. I don't even know if it's still in print. And it had, this was before the gazillion oracle cards that you can go to bookstores and online and buy, you know, Doreen Virtue and all of that. And it said set that you could make yourself. And so I made it, and I was doing it while going to work as a lawyer. Talk about 180 degrees. And several times I got the card that said something about automatic writing, and I can't even tell you what it was at that now, what the wording was. I was also from time to time, and I still consult him every once in a while, a channeled being by the name of O'Brien. And he suddenly said to me one day that I should try automatic writing. So I sat down and did, and unlike the author of the Conversations with God, who it seemed to just flow easily, it took a while. You know, it was a word, 2 words, eventually sentences, and paragraph. And I would continually, at the end of a session, say, were any of these answers mine? To check in. Because I had this sense that we're too close to ourselves. And even if you learn to step out of the way, sometimes your own belief system acts as a filter. So, and sometimes they would say yes. So I'd say, which one? And they would tell me, and then they would tell me what they wanted me to hear about it. Although they sometimes would, just to keep me going, like something was going to happen soon. It's like, I had to make a deal with them. Don't do that anymore. Yeah, sure. Don't do that anymore.
Well, Catherine, I know Sophie just came and let me know we got about 5 minutes. So we didn't get to a reading. Maybe we could do that on the next show, because we're going to be talking about that great book that you were talking about. But anyway, I had a great, this was a great show, and I liked that I got to read. I liked that I got to give you your picture that I was so proud of.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, and like I said, it's always a pleasure having you here, always.
Well, it's a
And
pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
We laugh and we have a great time.
we do, and I think that's great, and I think it's kind of a connection thing, I think.
Could I give people my information?
Oh, yes, but also don't forget to give the audience a message, a special message.
Oh, well, while I'm getting ready, oops, I don't want to write on that. Here we go. It's KatherineSamuelson.com, KathrynnSamuelson, and it's klsamuelson@yahoo.com, and I still have my Boston area code on my cell phone, 781-799-7332. So they're just saying hello. They want everyone to know that the love of the divine is unconditional. It is there for you to embrace. The spark of it lives within you, and don't be afraid to go deep for it. It will warm you. It will transform you. It will help change the earth.
There you go. That's a good one. It'll help change the earth. I like that.
Yes.
And each one of us can play a part in that, can't we?
Yes, and it's not like a big deal. You just, people are like, oh, I'm just one person. Well, you do what you can.
Exactly.
You can recycle yourself. You can't go out and clean up all the pollution, but you can stop dumping stuff that gets in the ocean.
Yeah, one less person doing that, one less will make such a big difference. And if you feel like you're a part of that and you're doing your part, then just think what the world could end up being.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Catherine, I thank you so much, and we will
thank
see
you.
you on the next Walking Through Life.
Right, and thank you again for the present.
You're welcome. So anyway, this is Linda Carver, and we're saying goodbye for today. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.